Your biggest power in spirituality is your ability to become the witnesser, the observer. The witnesser and observer is watching everything like movie. It's not emotionally trapped with all these different situations. A human being very easily will get carried away with emotions but don't know how to deal with this. When this is open, depending on how you are controlling the spirit and where you are going, right? If you are doing with permissions, non-permissions, if you are going through, this is access to every single dimension, infinite. What does that mean? Past life, future life, everything. You know, one thing that happened, I'll share with you something. Everybody has this thrill. I want mysticism, I want to know future, I want to know past. Let me share with you a very interesting thing. Grandmaster was training me. Strength of spirit, so much strength of spirit, so much body strength, physical strength, spiritual strength, everything, all these different practices. I was like, why are we doing this thing? Carrying water up the mountain, carrying more water from the river up the mountain. I was like, why are we doing this? Strength training. I said, for what? Strength of spirit. He said, what? He said, you'll know when you go through the third eye, cobras, eagles, all these things, you'll know why you need strength of spirit. I said, this sounds strange. I went to a cousin's wedding straight after I came back from mountains. When I walked in, seen so many spirits, seen so many thoughts, so many energies. It's very consuming. All normal, average humans. A lot going on. Then I seen an uncle, hadn't seen for a long time. So when I walked towards the uncle, when I looked, this is a key. Key is eyes. Eyes is key to soul. It's very powerful. By the way, you say, there are different levels of mystical powers, but you all have these mystical powers. You've all had it before where you look at somebody, you say, how are you? They say, I'm great, thank you. You look at them, you're like, you're not. How many of you had that before? And where did you get that from? You didn't sense from looking at their nose, their mouth, anything. You looked at their eyes, that's where you felt it. You don't realize, next time you'll realize. Eyes is the key to the soul, okay? But that's one layer. You all have these supernatural powers. Second layer is not this eye, it's third eye. So imagine this is, I've been all this mountain practice. I look at my uncle and I see terminal illness. But imagine physical is very healthy, very loud, everybody's enjoying. And I see this now. Let me ask you a question. What do you do with this information? What can you do with this information? It will test your strength of spirit. You start seeing loved ones around you with terminal illness, what do? You can't do anything because you see the whole path. So what do? You do nothing. You need to deal with it inside. So that's one situation, one scenario. You need to understand, I'm dealing with hundreds and thousands of faces every single month. Which I see everything. When I'm seeing all of this, what do you do? How do you handle it? You take all that on. How many of you ever had somebody suffering around you before where you just don't, like you feel bad about it? How many of you had that before? Now multiply that. It's your consciousness. Even when they don't know, you know. What happened is around 2-3 months after, he went unconscious. Now it's been a few years, he's still unconscious. Still in hospital. Nobody knows why. He's still unconscious. So these things is, you see, everyone says like, I want to open the third eye. I want to see future life. I want to see past life. When you see past life, problem. Bring out everything. You see past life. Okay, you meet your past lover. Or you open up third eye. Now you see who your soulmate was, somebody who you were connected to in past life, somebody who you were married with, somebody who you're deeply in love with. You see them this life, you see, oh, that's my soulmate. You feel so connected. They're married, they have kids. What are you going to do? You interfere? But you feel totally pulled because you know everything right now. You know them. You can't do anything. Now you're dealing with all this extra information that you cannot do anything about. This is witnessing. Your biggest power in spirituality is your ability to become the witnesser, the observer. The witnesser and observer is watching everything like movie. It's not emotionally trapped with all these different situations. A human being very easily will get carried away with emotions but don't know how to deal with this. And if you're dealing with multiples of this, how do you deal? You can't deal.